What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLorian with a brand new video, and welcome to my episode 13 of season 9 breakdown. So there are two main plot points that mainly happened in this episode. Basically, one happened at Alexandria and the second happened at the Whisperers camp, which we finally got to see this episode, which was really cool. We'll save that for the review part. So the first major plot point at Alexandria is basically the whole battle on whether or not everyone should go to the fair, whether if Alexandria should go to the fair and give supplies, which obviously everyone else is, besides Aaron and Michonne, are in on and everything to go and give the hilltop and the kingdom supplies and everything. But obviously Michonne and Aaron don't want to, obviously because Aaron just recently lost Jesus and Michonne just doesn't want to put everyone in danger, which in the end of the episode that eventually gets resolved or anything, and Michonne finally gives in. The second plot point at Alexandria is basically the whole Michonne confronting Negan on why he came back and everything. Now in the sneak peek pictures, this looked a whole lot more promising than it was. It looked like Michonne actually forgave Negan and was like, okay, you're a good person now. But nope, she basically told him to fuck himself and just stayed in the cell. And the third and final plot point, Alexandria, is actually kind of one of the funniest, which is Father Gabriel deciding whether he should stay with Rosita and everything, which he ended up, I guess, staying with Rosita and everything. But it was really funny because Eugene, who also liked because in this episode he kind of gave up that love and everything, but he basically gave out this entire chart to Father Gabriel on why he should stay with Rosita and what are the chances that he can be with her. It was just really funny thing. He wrote this entire full chart. So then moving on to the next sequence, which is basically the Whisperer camp. So a lot happened at the Whisperer camp and everything. Basically Henry got there, he got captured and taken by Beta and everything, which was so cool. And also the entire time Henry and everything stayed at the Whisperer camp and everything. Tons of stuff happened there. There was two executions of one, the mother of the child, and her husband or boyfriend or whatever, because the mother of the child that got left down in the hilltop, which was definitely interesting. I think Alpha used a wire and cut off her head because she confronted her about breaking her own rules and everything, and then simply she just stabbed her boyfriend or everything, which yet again pretty cool but not as interesting as the beheading. Also, as you guys know, Daryl and Connie went after Henry and everything and ended up using Whisper Mask and everything, which was so freaking cool. It's so hard not to get into the review part and everything and talk about everything, but it was just really cool and everything, where Daryl and Connie both wore a whisper. Well, I think only Daryl wore a Whisper Mask and everything, but he looked so cool in it. And in the end, they ended up, before Lydia was actually about to kill Henry and everything, because Alpha did want Lydia to kill Henry, but Lydia was obviously hesitating, and then it hit. Daryl brought a herd, I have no clue from where, brought a herd and attacked the Whisperer camp and everything. All the walkers killed a ton of the Whispers, and basically Beta and Alpha grabbed everyone else that didn't get eaten or anything and started getting off and trailing off and everything, leaving Lydia and Henry for Daryl in this amazing looking Whisper outfit to basically take them back and everything. It didn't show them being taken back to Alexandria anywhere in this episode. They just got taken and everything. So that was definitely a really good episode. Moving on to the review portion, this episode was just so fucking cool, with so many cool aspects of it. Funny being the Gabriel for figuring out whether we should stay with Rosita and everything. That was funny. Also with tons of intense stuff at the Whisperer camp with Beta looked so freaking cool and everything. He had so many cool actions in this episode. He shows that he's very intense. And you got some moments between Alpha and Beta, which is really cool. Just to see them talk to each other. And Beta's voice is really really deep, really cool. Yeah, this episode is just really freaking good. Everything has me entertained 24/7. Well, for the hour it went on, it kept me entertained the entire time. There was literally no dull moments. But yeah, that was my review and breakdown of episode 13, I think, Guardians of the Walking Dead and everything, and I'll see you guys all later. Also, I will actually, before we cut the video and everything, I will be breaking down the trailer for next week's episode, I think tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, and I see you guys all later. Peace, my amigos, and peace out.